Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. I'm Peter Loshak. His name is Mike Brenner. We are the Odds Club. We come to you from sportsbookreview.com, SBRodds.com. Today is Thursday, December 8th, and we are talking with Jeff from BMOCwins.com about a couple more bowl games, right? And right now we're going to talk about the Miami Beach Bowl, which goes on Monday.
How long has that thing been in existence?
I don't know. Central Michigan and Tulsa, and this is a classic ATS bowl betting scenario that we see. Two teams going up against each other. One that closed the year extremely well, ATS, but then had kind of a dud in their last game. You see this all the time, Mike Brenner, a team that was like rolling ATS for the entire second half of the year, and then their very last game, kind of a disappointment from an ATS perspective. And now they're going up against another team that made a bowl game, but from an ATS perspective was bad, and that's Central Michigan.
And it makes you wonder, does the time in between the last loss and the next bowl game, does it help that team or does it hurt them?
And that's the big factor that you have to consider. And Tulsa, of course, a team that had a big offense at all times during the year. Defensively was kind of up and down, more down than up. And they're a big favorite here, though, 11 or 11.5. And the total just came out. It's 68. I guess at first glance, I haven't looked into this deeply, but at first glance, I would think over 68. And as far as the spread's concerned, not exactly sure. What do you think? You have anything to say about this before we go to Big Man?
No, I really don't, because I haven't broke it down, Pete. And again, like last week, I picked certain games, went deep, and pulled off a 7-1 week in championship weekend. So I'm kind of concentrated on the games that I'm going to focus on, but I am interested to see what Big Man has to say. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's on a total here, Pistol Pete.
Yeah, the only problem is Central Michigan has had a hard time this year getting up into this range, close to 70.
Okay.
Jeff from BMOCwins.com. What's your take on this one?
By the way, Mike, it's third year this game is in play here. This is the third year for the Miami Beach Bowl. And,
Okay.
you know, you look at, like what Peter said, I mean, Central Michigan coming into the bowl, I mean, I think kind of just happy to be here. Lost 4 of 5 overall. They had 6 wins in that last game, lose to Central or Eastern Michigan, which, I mean, that's a bad loss there. Can they keep up with Tulsa in the game? That's the question. Cooper Rush, been a great quarterback at Central Michigan. Last game for him is swan song. He's probably going to move on to the next level. But, you know, guys, Peter, I know you know this. The one thing I look for is kids going to a tropical atmosphere.
Yes.
You know, beaches, blondes, and bikinis, you can say. 99 players on the Central Michigan roster from Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, or Ohio. I would venture to say probably many of them have not been to Miami before. That's a concern. You know, where's their head at in this game? Travel concerns. You got a Tulsa team who plays up and down the East Coast as far as you know, different weather conditions and that sort of thing. Their offense has been humming all year. They have a great quarterback, a good run game, very solid skill players. And I just don't really think that Central Michigan can match up. I feel like they're just happy to be here. I don't really know how good a team they really are. Would they really even be in a bowl game if there weren't, you know, 1,640 bowl games? Probably not. I just think they're overmatched, happy to be here. I'm not sure that really will translate to a decent game here. I see this team in conference. They lose to Toledo, Western Michigan, Kent State, Miami of Ohio, Eastern Michigan. They just didn't play very well. One last thing, guys. Tulsa, 3 losses this year. Ohio State, Houston by 7, and Navy by 2. I think this is like a 47-21 type of game. I don't think Central Michigan can keep up. I think Tulsa ends the year on a high note and, you know, really a really good season for them. I think they get the job done here in I think this is a pretty easy game for them.
All right. Well, we'll give Jeff 11 for the official record-keeping purposes of these videos. That's the Greek line. Everywhere else has 11.5, but sounds like it might not matter according to Jeff's
I'll
opinion.
tell you what, that was a hell of a breakdown. I mean that, big man. I like that breakdown. I mean, when you talk about those kids that are mostly from, you know, up north, and there they are, and, you know, the bikinis, the babes, the beers, and everything else he said, that plays into it, you know?
I mean, they're young kids that, I mean, if not for Central Michigan, they probably weren't offered a scholarship. You know, it's just kind of in your head. I mean, if you go to a vacation spot, you know, handicapping or whatever you do might be on the last thing on the list. So.
No, exactly. But you know what? Another thing now, had this game been this week, I would say, you know what? I don't think they're going to have time to absorb it. Well, they got a lot of time to think about this trip, and they're going to start getting excited about the beach, the babes, and the beers. And you know what? I'm going to jump on here, not right this second, but I like this play. I got a feeling Tulsa just will outmatch them. And those 3 losses was, you know, that's quality teams compared to what Central Michigan played. Great breakdown, big man.
Okay, Tulsa minus 11 or 11.5. Jeff from BMOCwins.com. What do you do at your website? Tell us about that.
Got a lot of good things going on. Bowl season, you know, I've been on here for a year or two now, and you guys know I love the bowl season. But college basketball, that's a big thing right now for me. 25-15 on the year, up over 8 units. Really enjoying the college basketball season. I love out of conference, and I'm preparing for the other conference as well, the in-conference stuff. I love small schools, love looking for value. Come on over and take a look at what I'm doing at bmocwins.com.
Okay, thanks, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff.
Go to SBRodds.com. Browse, compare, and shop live odds available at top online sportsbooks.